Good morning. It was a few years ago that a dear friend of mine, Nietzsche, who teaches non-duality also, told me a story about how her maybe then 6 or 7 year old son said something incredibly wise. And it was that he said to his mom, like, "Mom, grown-ups really don't get it." And she said, "Okay, what do grown-ups not get?" "Well, when you're sad, and when you're happy. But somehow grown-ups, they're sad and they keep on being sad and they keep on being sad." Now, of course, she was quite taken aback about how wise her young son was. And it's absolutely true. There is something that we as grown-ups have learned over time where we keep on perpetuating unnecessary suffering. It is an heaviness, a certain story that we add upon the situation that creates a unnecessary heaviness to life. For instance, a moment like this, we're walking in a park and it could suddenly happen that it starts pouring rain. Now that's simply what is happening. The situation changes and it might be something less desirable than a beautiful sunny morning like this. But what often happens is that an extra added layer is added on top. A story that says, "Why is it raining now?" Or, "I should have taken an umbrella," or "The weather forecast didn't say it was gonna rain, this is stupid." So there's an extra heaviness, an extra filter almost on top of what is simply happening that's adding unnecessary heaviness to it. Simply the situation, it's raining. Okay, yeah, that's undesirable. So from that place we can decide, okay, maybe look for some shelter or head back home, and you can take the appropriate action. The extra story on top of it almost doubles or triples the severity of the situation. And it's not just the so-called bad situations, even the things that are desirable. Maybe you're at a really good current situation at your work, or you are in a lovely love relationship. If there is a fear, a tendency to hold on, it's like, "Oh, this is so good, I don't want to lose it," the chances of that happening are quite big. That you will all notice when you're in a relationship and someone is very clingy and really has this need to be with you, the last thing you want is to stay in that relationship. So it works on all levels. You're not able to enjoy the full beauty of the situation that is desirable, and an extra layer is added on top, a story that says, "Okay, this is good, but I don't want to lose it." In both situations, the bad and the good situations, this heaviness actually perpetuates the situation. In the East, the term karma is used, and it's likened to a wheel. And that wheel keeps on turning and gives back similar situations in your life. I kind of make a joke that if you want to speak in these terms, that life only has one goal, one true thing it desires, and that is to be experienced. If you are resisting a moment and saying, "Okay, this situation I don't like, I don't want it," then life says, "Okay, that's fine, I'm quite patient, you'll get it back in one form or another one day." And that is why this circle is used, a wheel that is turning and turning when we talk about karma. And the energy for turning that wheel is your resistance to this moment, which says, "This is not the way I want it." So both the negative things and the positive things in our life are influenced by this story that we add on top of every situation. So, letting go of that story, how do we do this? It's actually quite interesting that once you become aware of these thoughts, these patterns in you that are resisting this moment, that you see that it's something that comes automatic. So instead of trying to fight these thoughts and these emotions, just notice them. Become aware that once they play up, that they are resisting this instant. And it's almost, you should link it to a sentence. That's what I've been doing for many years, and it has helped a lot. That's quite neutral. So something along the lines of, oh, there's resistance to this moment. And not something like, oh, I'm so stupid for resisting this moment, because that's judging the fact that you're judging this moment, which is more of the same. So simple sentence, quite neutral, along the lines of, oh yeah, there's resistance. What this does, it is like an electrical fuse. When there's too much current flowing, it snaps. And similarly, when there's too much unnecessary suffering and baggage added to this moment by the story that your mind is creating, it stops you in your tracks. The more and more you do this, the more and more this pattern starts to dissolve, and you'll find yourself over time in situations that before would have triggered you enormously, that it would have created an enormously dense extra filter on top of this moment, and you find yourself at peace, even in those instances that before would have been considered extremely negative or undesirable. By allowing every moment to be fully as it is, this pattern dissolves and dissolves, and you will actually notice that over time, even you start to embrace every moment, and you'll see the beauty even in those instances that before you would consider as negative. To be able to experience this fully is truly a blessing. Life becomes literally much lighter and much more enjoyable. Have a great day.